Всех приветствую, ребята. Всех с Новым годом наступившим. Мне, конечно, нравится. Не успел трансляцию запустить, уже лайк поставили. Спасибо, спасибо. Даже 2. Ничего себе. Так, ну что, давайте сначала ежедневки выполним, а то я забуду. По фастику. И пойдем новый регион изучать. Я даже не помню, был я... Нет, не был. Все, я увидел. Сегодня надо попробовать пройти большую часть квестов. У меня их куча. А то я что-то про них забыл совсем. Даже не забыл, а просто забил. Даже так скажу. Привет, Алина, тебя тоже с Новым годом наступившим. Вот. Я сегодня много чихать буду, у меня сегодня аллергия прям душит. Так, а здесь я вроде был уже разочек. Будем полностью изучать новый регион. Нужно куча квестов выполнить. У меня там сюжетка вроде бы открылась даже. Думал во Frostpunk поиграть, но что-то не хочется изучать игру. Уж совсем. Может быть, завтра. Я просто во Frostpunk не играл еще, но под Новый год самое то. Хотел во Frostpunk поиграть, но что-то мне так впадло изучать его. Сегодня, по крайней мере. Скорее всего, завтра подублю Frostpunk. Поиграем с вами. Как раз под Новый год. Ничего себе, поздравляю. Может, мне сегодня повезет, и я выбью что-нибудь. Кто знает. Беннет не очень, мне он не особо нравится. Вот Сахароза топчик. Сахароза очень хороша. Я ее пробовал уже на предыдущем стриме. Блин, она мне очень понравилась. Что ты меня двигаешь, а? О, ничего себе, где квест? А, еще один? Я ж только 2 выполнил. Ну вот. Давайте сюда, а потом в новый регион пойдем. А как я их собью? А, нормально. Исчезли. Понимаю.
I'll be fine. I'll protect us.
Здорово, Джек, здорово. С Новым годом тебя. Да блин. Че, ничего не выпало, да? Наверное, предыдущий стрим, блин, ролял. Сколько мы роляли? Около 30 раз? Мне ничего не выпало, вот абсолютно ничего. Но я все равно верю, что мне выпадет что-нибудь. Сегодня, по крайней мере. Мы 30 роллов потратили. А, после обновы. Ну, бывает такое. Там обнова большая, она еще будет обновляться дальше. Не, ну новый регион конфетка просто, реально конфетка. Пойдемте с вами. Они прям все сделали шикарно, прям, ну все. Понятно. Бывает. Ну, бывает. Ну, я 10 не открывал, ты же помнишь, Алина, я открывал по одной. И мне ж выпал только один герой, и то, который уже есть. И это, конечно, печально. Да, на Амонкас соберемся. Да я думаю, не раньше числа 3-го. А, там нету телепорта. Ну ладно. Оп-оп-оп, что-то я нашел. Ага, вон она. Надо повыше забраться. Так, тут есть где-то согревающий дух. Ну-ка, где он? Согрей меня. Ну, бывает, такое бывает. Умираю. Вылетел. Сейчас отогреемся и развернемся. Да я вообще думал сегодня не подрубать, но, блин. Хочется посидеть, поиграть. Хоть я и чихаю. Сижу, чихаю, короче. Жестко. У него не денется этот щит бесячий. Отлично. Теперь надо факела зажечь. Но я не знаю, мы сегодня Попробую. А, ну, кстати, можем один раз помолиться. Ну, давайте на Верочку. На шару просто, точнее, кинем. Херня. Ладно, купим на следующий ролл. Блин, до камушка далеко еще. Сегодня не сделаем. Так, вижу багрянец. Давайте заберем. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Идемте отогреемся лучше. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Не, регион очень хороший. Но, да, телефоны могут не выдержать. Надо хороший телефон. А это они еще даже половину контента не внесли, который хотели. Который хотят внести. Ну, если я не ошибаюсь. Воу-воу-воу-воу, полегче. Блин, подожди. Дайте-ка я пойду отогреюсь сначала. Так, ребята, подождите. Так, я понял, короче. Блин, еле-еле. Какая-то зимняя подсказка. Блин, в эту метель вообще прям дико падает здоровье. Точнее, заморозка быстрее падает. Не-не-не-не-не-не. Урона вообще нету.
I'll be fine. I'm fine.
Блин, сложно тут.
Ready, steady, go!
Так, ладно, мы выполнили тут все квесты. Пойдемте сдадим и вернемся сюда. Тут вроде бы есть задание.
Add Ast. Add Astra.
Опа, осколки дали. Сейчас покрутим.
Add Ast.
Кого ж отправить-то? Давайте попробуем. Не знаю, какая-то попытка, наверное, 30-я или 40-я. Да ладно! Блядь, ну что за херня? Ну... У меня горит. Дико горит. Зачем мне Беннет?
Everyone can hear your voice.
Да нет, он хрень. Мне не нравится, честно. Он мне уже 3 раза выпал. Заготовка ингредиентов. Так. Чё, есть.
Guess I'll post an explanation.
Надо забрать.
Today's recommendation is the steak.
Я не говорю, что он плохой герой, но он мне не нужен. Он мне не нравится. Да, молимся на Сахарозу, либо на нового героя. Я не знаю, сколько еще. 2-3 прокрутки сегодня, может, сделаем. Надеюсь.
Let's dance! Let the show begin! Don't blink!
Не надо тут. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Блин, а дух там где-то. Блин, ну ладно, пускай улетают. Я парочку поймал, это хорошо.
I'll protect us.
Так, вроде я здесь где-то забирался. Ну да.
Look up there. That's the Jade Chamber. This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is. Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do.
Какая умная.
Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
Че, ребят, расскажите, как Новый год провели-то хоть? О, там геокул. Надо собрать. А, тут щит нужно использовать. Ну, точнее, землю.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Ха, понятненько. Блин, а где дух-то? А, ничего себе. Блин, подстава от духа. Мне опять на эту гору забираться. Семью отметила. Плохо от еды. Понимаю. Да как я дома сидел? Ну, ко мне друг приехал, мы отметили. Все. Типа я его посадил на такси и он уехал домой. И часов 5 лег спать. Знаешь, я бы так сказал, обыденный день для меня. Не особо-то я и отмечал. Блин. Че так сложно на эту гору? Ну вот я про это же как бы. Обыденность. Хотя вкусняшек наготовил неплохо. По еде. Сам. Наконец-то я забрался. Надо вот этого еще завалить. Блин, а как я это активирую-то? Так, ну-ка, подождите-ка. Есть у меня идея.
Ready for anything.
Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber. Yes, this must be the way. Huh? It only takes us up to here. Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go. Huh? Why? Or... Oh, Paimon gets it! If it was a secret... Alright, let's Oh, it looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Paimon has a new idea? Why don't we
Мне уже не
shoot you up
нравится.
to the Jade Chamber using the ballista? Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the...
Понимаю, пустой сундук. Понимаю. Так, а где баллиста? Вот я ее не вижу. Где баллиста? А как они ее увидели? Найс, конечно, зрение у них. Сквозь горы видеть. Ай-яй-яй, чуть-чуть промазал.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this?
Морган, привет. Да, Джинни есть. Выбил ее.
No. Wait. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a... now Paimon's mad! You!
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shame?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come! Let the show be... Don't blink! Don't blink!
Да вы что, издеваетесь? Какой атак? Иди отсюда. Ладно, короче.
Take the target!
Speed of light! Oh, protect us!
Bested!
Еще один. Ходу нет, все.
Don't blink!
Да блин.
Two arms! Take the target alive!
Let the show! Incoming! Cut to the chase!
Attack!
Stop! What's all this about?
О, ничего себе, кто пришел? Ничего себе.
Lady Coaching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Ballista.
Потому что она первого левела, я ее еще не качал. У меня свитки кончились на опыт. И у нее нету нормального меча. Вот почему.
Who are you calling strange? You want to go to the Jade Chamber? We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
Да нету свитков, нету, я их выбиваю
we'd
только.
meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
У меня штук
The
20, не
Guizhong
больше.
Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery. Even
Да
to
это
the
мы
Qixing.
починили, мы.
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, idea why Lady Tiantren invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they... I'll say it like it is. They're under...
Well, you've got a point. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from...
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time... Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them. Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber is the greatest honor.
Favor? But wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one.
All right. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide. Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool... So, what should we give to Ningguang? Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an
Глазированный
amazing snack
смайл.
last night.
Она только о еде думает.
Roasted slime! Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person. Why don't we go with that for a gift? Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka. Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and...
Так, одну секунду, ребят. Да ей даже снится. Я не удивлен. Я не удивлен. Мне кажется, пока мы не видим, она лопает что-то за углом.
Ooh, look at that slime! It looks crystal clear! And very delicious. That's the one!
Кого ты бьешь? Как же я не люблю этих жуков. Самые бесячие мобы вот в игре. Что случилось? А, увидел. Блин. Ну и кто на меня напал опять? Блин, я тут вообще не был. Там он Геоку есть, я вижу. Да, я тут вообще не был. Блин.
Time for some training?
Куда дух улетел? Кто видел? Что-то я духа не вижу. Ага, все, вижу. И куда он? А, подождите, тут еще один Геоку. Ничего себе. Так, я понял. Ой, тут сундуков-то. Все, мы тут надолго, походу.
speed of light.
I miscalculated.
Out of the frying pan, into the
Да
fire.
блин. А, нормально. Так, где-то еще один должен быть. Только где? А, все, увидел.
Leave it to me.
This world is full of...
Понял. Понял, принял, как говорится. Три духа надо найти. Понимаю.
To the chase.
Ладно, секретки нету. И опять я духа потерял. Угу, нашел. Хорошо. Блин.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Huh? Did you hear that? It seemed like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure...
Это какой-то доп-квест, походу. Хотя нет, не доп.
There's no
Let
end
the
to
show
this.
be.
That was
Let the show be.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders. When their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on this. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking.
Oh? And what might that?
Do you have a box that can store presents?
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best. Now just give me a moment and I'll let the boss know. You can go.
Great! Paimon sugar frosted slime now.
Так, хорошо. Но нам еще нужно ноутбука найти. Может быть, он сверху? Блин, ну я не вижу духа. Давайте вон те руины посмотрим и справа сундук заберем. Дух внизу. Так я внизу духа одного поймал. Ну, то есть отправил. Сейчас посмотрю. Ай! Упал. Исчез. Ну, сейчас мы вот тот сундук заберем и пойдем вниз. Ага. Да... Блин. Как его пробить? Я ж его как-то пробивал. А, я льдом пробивал, точно. Я льдом, я забыл. Но я сейчас не могу поменять. Придется так его ковырять, по чуть-чуть. Так, ну погнали искать духа внизу. Дух внизу. Чет я его не... А, подожди, вот там вот затопленное помещение же было. Хорош. Ты была права, спасибо, Лен. Ой-ой-ой, что это там за поэма написано Джеком? Я Джек прочитаю. Хочу поделиться одной мыслью. Ты же знаешь, что у меня нету ПК, только телефон. Так вот, начался период, которого я боялся больше всего. Вот. Когда ты купил свой новый комп, условно, только вариантов, что сделать его. Что поиграть, у меня наоборот, Сделал все, что хотел, и в итоге профита 0. Время потрачу на... Сейчас мне ничего делать. В итоге... Смотрю. ТикТок. Блин, ну не надо опускаться до ТикТок это зло, не надо. Надо смотреть стримы Тагуры. Будет профитнее, поверь мне. Будет профитнее, если ты будешь мои стримы смотреть. А, мне сокровища дали. Для тебя профитнее. Для тебя. Потому что ТикТок это зло. Лучше посмотри ютубчик, какие-нибудь обучающие видео там, а не вот это вот ТикТоки сидеть. Бесполезно. Вот, вот. Даже Алина знает, что это ужас. Меня один человек как ушел в ТикТок, так и все. Его там... Он там и сидит. Вот, вот. Я же говорю.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business.
Зайди на YouTube и поищи что-нибудь интересное, обучающие ролики, блин. Посмотри, как игры делаются, посмотри анимешки какие-нибудь прикольные. Ну, блин. А ТикТок удали нахрен, сразу тебе говорю. Это херня полнейшая. Лучше не залази туда. Даже если ты залез, удаляй сразу, иначе ты оттуда не выберешься.
It's already been cleaned.
Yep. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure. Please help yourselves. As long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make it. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations, too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
Так ты нормальная, смотри.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box...
Я вот тут начал смотреть Доктора Хауса. Блин, прикольный сериал. Прям жесткий. Это именно сериал. Вот Доктора Хауса советую, посмотри. Так, куда нам надо идти-то? Я не туда иду. Сейчас скажу еще один сериал. Сейчас. Пространство. Пространство посмотри. Офигенный космический сериал. Топчик. Это намеки пошли? Кстати, давайте коробку откроем сейчас еще. У меня 2 коробки. Их показать надо. Первому игроку... это топчик. Первому игроку приготовится офигенный фильм. Точно.
According to coaching, this is what we should. Excuse me, do you some?
Yes. How many would you like?
Google в помощь. Кеквая.
It's not convenient to speak of.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you
Так у
two
меня их
the
две.
guests that
У меня две
Lady
коробки.
Ningguang has arranged?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's...
Или ты имеешь в виду еще одну коробку надо найти? Ой, нефритовый дворец.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were
Понял,
supposed to be my guests.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue.
Жестко, жестко.
One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you.
Знаете, вот похоже на передвижную крепость для нападения. Вот готовит атаку.
As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
О, дай нам погулять, тут явно есть сундучки. Спасибо. Так, я с тобой попозже поговорю, Давайте изучим местность. Тут явно есть сундуки. Я чувствую их запах. Так. Где мои сундуки? А как забраться-то выше? Так, отлично. Не факт, не факт. Да, подожди, сейчас найдем. Еще выше. Блин, да где сундуки-то? Дайте сундук один. Так, надо еще выше подняться. Только как? По этому карнизу не забраться. Она ж не заберется-то. Да. Блин, ну как так-то? Я надеялся, я прям надеялся. Я вот на тот корабль даже залазил. Вот на тот, вот дальний корабль. Хотя на тот еще не лазил. Вот на этот лазил, там сундуков куча было. Ну вот. Нечестно, нечестно.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war.
Блин, а я забыл.
Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue. But the Order of the 7 will not collapse. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods in Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era,
не, ну в принципе, мы можем с вами после стрима по Геншину перейти на Twitch и посмотреть фильм. Я даже вебку могу подрубить.
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there. You...
У меня фильмы скачаны. Я точно знаю, какие ты фильмы просил.
But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Nice варианты.
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong.
Может, внутри сундучок будет? Ну давай.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Блин, ну тут тоже ничего нету. Ну так неинтересно. Так неинтересно. там что-то можно своровать все-таки. Книжку, да? Так, книжку. Ну вот. Блин, там еще одна книжка
Be
была.
at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play,
Ooh, isn't this that legendary wall?
why,
Может
you've
быть.
kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really. And if possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching, you'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling.
Я выбираю Кейцин.
I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Chising, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Chising don't want, well, I must say that quite a few of... I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power. Indeed, it seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning.
Отстань. Кейцин. Вот потому что Кейцин, ну блин, звучит лучше.
I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit.
Вот.
As the
Душит меня
Tianquan,
сегодня.
one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Chising only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends.
Да-да-да, никогда такого не было.
Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Она вкусняшку хочет, она хочет вкусняшку.
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Да он хейтер просто, забей.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. Let's... One of the sheets on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's... Just imagine. How much more? Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure?
Приятного
Whatever
аппетита.
it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered... Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Oh, well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't complete... That's way up. Anyway, well, before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers.
А, еще квест идет. Хорошо. Так, ладно, пойдемте. Я ж могу отсюда, да, телепортировать? Да, я могу. А вы видели, сколько еще квестов? Да я понимаю, что он длинный, и... Ну, мне пока все нравится, на самом деле. У меня еще куча квестов в городе. Нейтрально. Куча прям. Походу, я здесь тоже не был. Или был. Не пойму. Не был. Я забыл поменять опять на лед. 20 тысяч лет его буду валить просто. Тихо, тихо! Не убивай Эмбер! Да блин, задел. Все, никак не можешь пройти квест с 9 колоннами. Ну, я думаю, мы за неделю справимся. У меня неделя впереди. Как раз посмотришь, как его пройти. Я знаю, что за квест. Я так себя немножко проспойлерил, если честно. Да пошли вы, ну больно. Как же больно-то они бьют. Вот этого я буду валить. Прям реально. Может, отойдем просто. Сейчас быстренько поменяю персонажа. Блин, чуть не застрял. Блин, ты отстанешь от меня? Меня нету, все. Все, забудь про меня. Улетай. Блин, он упал там недалеко. Я сделала штуку специально, чтобы геокулы собирать. А, знаю. Тоже надо сделать будет. Так, нам нужен ветер и нам нужен лед.
We may leave at any time.
Time for some training?
И да, я тут не был в этих руинах. Точнее, я был на окраине. Понял, принял. Ладно. Попозже. Подожди. Это временно. Это надо успеть еще все активировать. Понимаю. Ладно. Кстати, давайте чекнем, сколько у меня свитков есть. 53. Это мало. Надо будет одуванчики пособирать и маски. Ладно. Так, ну 50 уровень уже неплохо, в принципе. Хотя не очень, на самом деле. Надо было кейцин повышать. 100. Чё-то я тупанул. Ладно, маленькие свитки не будем использовать.
One with my blade.
Nowhere to hide.
Fourth, my blade.
This is bad. This isn't good.
Speed of light.
One with my blade.
Speed pace.
И дал ему даже армор заюзать. Блин, не хватает в отряде еще кого-то. А с кем я дерусь? Давайте, наверное, все-таки... А вот сколько их всего? Должно быть, по идее, 3, да? Вот таких статуй. Для ветра. Где-то еще одна, значит, спрятана. Так, еще один застрельщик фатуя. Промазал.
Here. And some stacks of blank paper too. Paimon's seen this pattern. Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like this. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the... Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers. Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of being able to channel divine power in battle? And, alright, that's enough sticky. The last stop on our rite of parting purpose. Let's go!
Не, где-то еще один все-таки. Только где, пока непонятно. Ладно. Блин. Ща отряд пересоздам. Короче, фигню сделал. Пускай Джин первый будет, второй.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries. We can do this. Let's finish this quickly.
Здорово, Антоха. Да не захотел из Лундарк. Хотел Фростпанк, но... Что-то у меня сегодня и сил нету на Фростпанк. Скорее всего, завтра буду делать... Ну, играть в него. А что открыли-то? А, спуск открыли. Вот. Отлично. Лондарк пока не хочется. Так кто... Все, я увидел, кто на меня нападает. Иди сюда. Да, да, да. Вот именно. Да не, мы, может, фильмец вечером посмотрим. А ты посмотри, может тебе понравится. Откуда ты знаешь? А? Что тебе не понравится? Так, ну, вроде все тут собрал. Только вот там застрельщики были еще. Надо с них шафроны поснимать. Ага, тут еще что-то есть. Ага, тут еще до хрена всего. Понимаю. Так, значит, нам элемент земли нужен, да? И походу в определенном порядке.
This world...
А, и подожди. Не работает. Я думал ульту активировать сразу. Ну, походу все надо. Так, и... Я же все активировал. А, нет, вот еще одна. Не достал. Да что такое-то? Так, я помню такую загадку уже. Блин, не хотел их сагрить, а. Что это такое? Подождите, ребята. Сейчас я до вас доберусь. Не сработало? В смысле? Чё-то не понял сейчас. Походу в другой последовательности надо, да? То есть не из середины, а вот с той стороны. Если я правильно понял. Он слишком высоко. Да блин. Слушайте, я первый раз видел эту атаку. Такого раньше не было.
Amber, reporting.
Present.
Ох, ну что, еще раз рольнем. Так и знал. Там же не хватает, да, еще? Не хватает. Ладно, набираем дальше. Такс, погнали дальше. Опыта очень мало капает за убийство мобов. Прям, ну, очень мало. Я, конечно, понимаю, что это сделано для баланса, чтобы ты не ходил и не убивал все подряд и получал кучу экспы. Но слишком мало, мне кажется.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit?
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy schmancy place before.
Indeed.
Что?
It's second to none in all of Liu. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's... Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liu at Qixing don't want to face that truth...
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman, although she's friendly. There's no way of clearly discerning her. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
Логично, потому что она на свои деньги его построила.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It does... No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when...
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies? Well, why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have... Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to...
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by... Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the...
So how good is your singing? Really? What?
We'll only know once she starts singing.
Надо спеть цветам. Интересно.
Let the show begin! Incoming!
Блин. Не, давайте сундук сначала заберем. Whenever you're ready. Это не твоя песня. Так это ж не твоя песня.
These flowers are jumping. They're really angry. Is it because you sing the song Come On Chat that they don't understand your lyrics? With Sword and Shadow.
Все, понимаю, да-да-да.
weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly...
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the...
Unfortunately...
That's so...
Excuse me.
Опа, какие люди.
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey, it's... What's-her-face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah, that reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way?
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
У нее рога? Я только сейчас заметил, у нее рога.
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now...
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the...
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry, we shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a change. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago.
So what do you think of this?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepta...
Huh? Did you just...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties... Well, let's save that conversation. I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact...
Wow, so you really know your stuff?
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought... If you would excuse me,
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort, so you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time.
Так. Что-то реально долгий квест. Очень долгий. Мне кажется, даже это самый долгий квест, который был. Пока что. То есть мы его выполняем, я не знаю, часа полтора. Примерно.
What happened? The and the Fatui?
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume.
Не, с драконом пока самый эпичный был.
The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting this. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the...
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor...
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort...
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now...
And
А
what
я
now?
понимаю, что не закончился. Смотрим,
is it that the
конечно.
Fatui
Смотрим,
have
что
come
будет
under
дальше.
fire?
That's all Ningguang's. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let...
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Neither path is...
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're...
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the... So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it! If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definite. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do... But where could we find him? Where would he go at a time like this?
Я тоже орнул. А где он? Так быстрее будет. Чё так аллергия меня себе душит дико. Спасибо. Меня прям сегодня прям душит так дико аллергия. Я уже микро не успеваю выключать. Раз, я не знаю, 50 чихнул. Если не больше. На что? Да у меня на все аллергия. Пыль, пыльца, пух, перо, шерсть, сырость. На все вообще, на все. У меня огромный список. Да, есть такое. Золотая тень. В погоне за правдой достигаете центра вихря, а там среди золота вас ожидает. Ну, что поделать, жизнь такая. У меня всегда нос заложен, я чихаю. Так что... Но иногда меня прям душит дико.
looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside?
Капец тут денег.
So, this is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here.
Я думаю, она не это имела в виду.
But even if we can't take any, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like a dream come true. Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone... Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble.
Ай, мне лекарства не помогают.
Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Там дракон сзади? Да, там дракон.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Блин, он все-таки... Я понял.
Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole... Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
Он вообще еще тот,
The
я
Chising
вижу.
are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. Either way, we now come to the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for...
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her action. But as for me...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey,
Блин, вот это мне уже нравится.
Anyway. Fighting talk, I love it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. How are you coming?
А почему он не замораживается?
So quick to flee.
Он не замораживается.
Ready, steady, go!
Passable effort.
Не, ну он легкий. О-о-о-о-о! Неплохо.
Let the show begin! Speed of light! Got lucky that...
You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha. Good.
В смысле?
Signora was so wearing you.
В кого он превратился?
That just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough.
Серьезно. Это новый босс, кстати. Блин, прикольно. Прикольно.
Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Нормально, сейчас я его уделаю. Изи. Так, что-то он... понял. Блин, что так больно-то, а? Подожди. Парень, подожди. Вот так вот, да? В смысле, что это такое? А, это прицельная атака, ни хрена себе. Да что так больно-то, а? Его облегчили еще, ты что, прикалываешься? Лучше бы сделали посильнее. Вот это вот плохо.
All you do is run.
Don't blink.
Has your luck run out?
I'll be fine.
From whence you came? Forth, my blade.
Уже почти убил. Сейчас будет больно.
Something else catch your eye?
Ду! Сделал.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Подождите, она два элемента использовала.
Didn't think you had that card.
Мистер Обзорка, приветствую на стримчике.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Жестко. Понял, принял. Ля, как круто.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leave me with learning the golden house to me on purpose? No matter. And the Gnosis is over.
Жестко.
Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Я его ультом даже не пробиваю. Банально.
I'll be fine.
Let's dance! Yeah! Go, Rubber, go!
О, он меня ваншотнул. Ты чё? Чёрт. Подожди-ка. Пора потратиться. Вот так вот. И вот так вот.
Die here.
Вот это мне уже прям очень нравится. Что он готовит? Понял, что он готовит. Да, Барбара не выхиливает вообще.
Die here.
Я бы не отошел никак. У меня еда заканчивается уже, понимаете? Пора готовить начинать. Давить, 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 давай!
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the note. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
Ага, сбежать хочет.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, you already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps, in fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
О,
Osile,
интересно.
Overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of it, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Блин, я очень плохо подготовился к такому экшону. Но, блин, шикарно.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Я говорил, передвижная крепость.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? No. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? But all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Пробудить
Huh?
Бога.
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy.
Привет, Херушка. На экшон подошел.
And as fate would
Спалось
have it,
офигенно.
one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
Блин, какой же крутой квест. Блин, ты была права, Алина. Топчик.
Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me! Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced the god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
My work. Finished.
Let's move.
I'll be fine.
Miscalculated.
That is Osial's divine power. I am... Be careful not to get hit.
Что произошло? А, я понял.
Their attacks are unrelenting.
How dare you? Nezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Attack your frog.
There are so many between too! I can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is depthful energy! That light from your body, it's like the time of
Блин, а чё их так много-то?
Wow! It's Madam King's shockwave! This green is really strong! Don't look good!
No excuse for my duty. At an end.
Go from there!
Chilian, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Guny's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and
О,
run as I do.
мне скорость дали. Офигеть. А до этого силу дали. Окей. А что делать-то? 2 минуты еще продержаться, да, получается? Ау.
Strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle. This isn't good. I guess this is it.
My work finished.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Блин, эти фатуи, блин, а, идите отсюда.
Don't blink! The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Мы продержались.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Здорово, Кросс XXL. Приветствую на стримчике. Не хотел портить эпичный момент. Блин, не, жестко. Вот этот квест мне прям нравится.
Is it finally over?
Про каких роботов ты говоришь? Дворец жалко? Да не особо, город было бы слишком потерять. Мне кажется, дворец это малая плата. Нет еще. Нет, не все.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade.
Я их вроде даже не встречал еще.
The effects of the sigil of permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the overlord of the vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We can't. 3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
К сожалению, сейчас пока я один прохожу квесты. Пока нельзя, но в принципе потом можно будет, если что.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition.
Seems like the Adepti have had...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons. Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then what? But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom?
А он жив. Или все-таки нет?
Doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have?
Блин, ну квест, конечно, да, сочный. В честь этого даже покрутим. О, как раз 160. Ну вот. А я надеялся на что-нибудь стоящее. Эх. Ну ладно.
idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangshen Funeral Parlor isn't
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him where he...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to...
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time... We had better go and...
The key here is consumer psychology.
Кстати, я думал, что вот эта территория, это будет как раз-таки, тут будет большой город и ледяное королевство. Но, нет. Оно где-то, наверное, здесь. Нет, вру. Хз его знает. Не знаю даже, честно. Я думал, там будет вот как раз-таки королевство, где королева сидит, вот это вот. Главное. Я правильно иду вообще? Да, вроде правильно. Почти. Привет, Липа. Вовремя ты. Пропустила экшон. С Новым годом, кстати, всех. С наступившим 2021 годом, ребят.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And... you! You're...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the harbor...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Гад Чарльта просто.
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything
Зато мы
against you
держим на
personally.
тебя зло.
Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That
Какого хрена? Почему он сердце Бога продает?
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is...
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Liyue
gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see. Am I—
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete—
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever—
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come.
Fine. I'll meet you there later.
Do as you wish.
Зачем они сердца богов собирают? Непонятно. То есть они уже собрали два.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Скорее всего, он отдал свое сердце за то, чтобы, типа, город защищали. Или, типа, царица не нападала на этот город. Что-то в этом роде, наверное.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty...
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious.
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights...
Понятно.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heat...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things?
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like...
Hear ye all! The Chising's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Чуть народу мало собралось.
Paimon needs a translation on what the So that's how there's... Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murder? Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed? Exactly, right? Ooh.
Да Нингуан все знала. Она все знала.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are they speaking?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far, and our... Name your price. You...
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Найс просьба. Понимаю.
Why, you... Were you just trying to look... If you were looking for someone, you could have just told...
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made.
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite? There's much that remains.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay...
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you...
Well, we were only spending for
Поразительно, да.
You don't have to say. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange the Archon Morax. Could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation... Yes. The nation had the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Right?
Raiden.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu,
Shogun.
People call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, but if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those...
That's how people...
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's book.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions...
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be...
Whoa, that's...
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is near. All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
Ой, не, все, хватит.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed.
Хватит текстов, куча текстов было. Все, хватит разговоров. Так бы спрашивал, но не сейчас. Блин, еще куча квестов, да? Да нет, немножко. А. Или они открываются, типа, со временем? Хрен его знает, ладно. Что там по молитвам? 44, блин, мало? А, подождите, у нас же камень есть один. Ну вот. Ну вот. Блин, я расстроился. Ничего нормального не падает. Меч звездопада. Нам бы таланты усилить. Понятно. И ничего у нас. Пятница, да? До воскресенья ждем тогда. Так. А, подождите, 4-й уровень мира? Я что-то не заметил. Либо забыл, когда я его апнуть успел. Опа. Пока что задание легенд есть. Давайте задание легенд выполним. Только сначала еды приготовим. Так, а мясо я могу купить? Блин, а мясо я не могу купить, да? Только добывать. Плохо. Все, кончились, да, ингредиенты? Блин, мяса вообще нету. Так, одно особое блюдо из 10, ладно. Давайте цыпленка приготовим. Так, что нам нужно? Нам нужно куча мяса, куча мяса. Где можно добыть кучу мяса? Я даже не знаю. Ладно, по пути надо пострелять будет.
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora! A bloaty floaty!
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure, how can I help? Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty?
Mr.
Most
Pomidorku.
people can't see him. Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend.
No fair. Paimon hates feeling left out.
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with a...
Friends with a flying plant?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off into the sky together. You gotta admit that...
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like to call it. I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his adventures. I think his name was... Stanley. Stanley's an adventurer. And you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The amazing adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell you...
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But, right now...
Flora's a pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next?
Paimon's...
Текс.
Ready for anything.
Там еще дуванчики надо пособирать, чтобы апнуть джин.
Where is it?
Там вроде 20 штук надо. Ну, со временем наберем. Хо-хо-хо. Ничего себе, воображаемый друг.
Well,
that is...
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out right now. That thing is sure to attack us.
What say you we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line? Seriously? How about we explore the area ahead of us later? Children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? that the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
Опа.
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern, or you miss out on half the fun.
Понимаю.
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone.
If I didn't know any better, I would say you're being deliberately uncivil.
Just drink responsibly on my premises, okay?
Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then?
You'd throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion. Or maybe you've forgotten.
Подождите. Они братья?
I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose.
Они братья.
Is that so? Then I trust you were most swift indeed to part with a certain...
Sorry. I have no recollection.
Me? No. I don't imagine any friends. Too busy imagining epic adventures.
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups don't appear to have imaginary friends.
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
So people just stop dreaming when they grow up? Okay, well, Paimon...
This raises an interesting question. At what age exactly do... Let's go and check. How about Ellen? Someone of her age surely must have some imagination left, don't you think?
Uh-oh. Somehow, Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary.
Хороший воображаемый друг.
Jean? What is Jean doing here? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? Yeah, she's so conscientious. It's terrifying.
Oh, hello. What are you guys doing?
Are you always training here?
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. It was incredible. I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean?
I mean, obviously I want to become a knight. And if I got to go on an adventure with Jean herself, well, even better.
Seems Ellen really looks up to Jean.
Huh, thanks. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the honorary knight. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't make... How can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Не катит.
So that's how to do it. I'm impressed.
Хорошо.
Oh, thank you. It's clear I still have a long way to go in.
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite the pro at this.
Well, I'm exhausted from training, so clearly my fitness needs some work. One day, though, I'll smash all the training dummies in Mondstadt.
Ellen, she's our girl. If she can't do it...
Thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here. but I'm so sore from honorary knight. Could you deliver a message to Jack for me? He's gone adventuring at the Temple of the Lion with Stanley today. Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer, renowned in all of Mondstadt. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know it'll have to be another day? Great! Thank you so much.
Понял, где это. Опа, а мы его и пройти можем, да, получается? Я же его вроде зачищал, но что, респавнится? А, тут новые испытания появились. Все, я понял. Понятно. Подождите, пробный персонаж. Ага, ага, я понял.
Time for some training?
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. Looks like we can't go any further. We didn't bag all the loot last time!
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high. Here we go! Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Ну, такое. Почему вы появляетесь?
Got lucky that time. I'll be fine.
Let the show begin!
Сильная ульта. Очень сильно. Да блин. А у него очень сильная ульта.
I was so sure I was about to die.
To be fair, that could have gone. So, you must be Jack the Adventurer.
Yes. Who are you?
Actually, we came looking for you.
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your next adventure together. She'll join you some other time.
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me, and then had to.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was no.
Whoa! You are Stanley? You are that legendary adventurer? Renowned in...
The very same.
I must say, it's an honor to meet one as legendary as yourself. Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
Well, I think you're now in the safe hands of Stanley. In which case, why?
Okay, motion passed by...
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you wanted to hear my adventure story. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Manjavari.
Enough already! Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack would listen, won't you? Now, where was I?
You and your partner reached the
Что слов
Manjavari,
какой-то, а?
famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely! There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us. As far as the eye could see, the verge of darkness.
Что это такое было? Что это за эффект был?
My partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow! So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more, with the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
The poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt again.
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that?
Traveler, I believe I've made a Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
What? Stanley has an imaginary friend?
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination. You're saying his imaginary friend is an idealized version of his own self? Interesting idea, but is it—
Please excuse me.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. The Sword of Brilliant Valor, and the— I don't know whether you believe me, but apparently, both the sword and since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons? You bet! This is Stan. If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable of, maybe they'll Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited, and my parents don't support. So, what do you say? I can't bring myself to tell Stanley about it, because my reasons are so, selfish. But, I swear I'll give the weapons back.
Aw, poor Jack. Oh, Venti, you coming?
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had someone fetch for me a couple years ago. Help me find these—
Dada Gorge, was it? Let's hurry, there's no time to lose.
Ради винишка он готов на все. А, так тут недалеко, совсем недалеко.
Let the show be. Отлично, мясо кабана. Got lucky that time. Let the show be.
Блин, и где его искать? Ага, все, вижу.
Hey, that bunch of hilly churls. Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of nicknames? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the sword of brilliant valor, surely. Lo and behold,
Are you sure? Looks kinda basic to Paim. Why would hilly trolls be bowing down before a piece of junk like this?
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic,
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an anemo crystal fly? If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. It truly resembles an exquisite. Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back. It's the brilliant ray of light that guides you out from the darkness.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to be it. This is the sword of brilliant valor.
So, we got our sword. Now let's scout around.
There's somebody there.
Stanley?
He's acting...
What happened? Why did...
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those more...
What? Where?
Maybe another time.
Чё-то такой себе квест. Не очень. Легендарный. Блин. Ну, блин, паренек, который наслушался пустослова, поверил ему всем словам, а тот, типа, а-ля, подкидывает ему вещи. Ну, вот такое, знаешь, такое. Ну вот, да, обычный деревянный щит.
Lo and behold.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached.
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this...
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is no... Warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield the one that has fought in countless wars and lived to tell the tale? Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed.
You do have a point. Shiny new shields don't stay new and shiny for long. Okay then. Well, maybe if we...
Вежливо. Да.
Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly trillium by now. If not, there's always body language.
О, дружба укрепилась.
Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all.
Здорово, Манзек, тебя тоже с Новым годом. С наступившим Новым годом.
Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that.
Ой, еще меньше.
Uh-oh. Oh no. We took...
Блин. Сори, я по-хулигански не говорю.
Испытания!
Hey, he dropped the Shield of Magnificent Honor and ran.
Повезло.
Guys, thank you
Точнее,
so
мне не
much.
повезло.
I can't believe I actually found them. Mom, Dad, check out the legendary...
Hey, wait! The wine, you promised! And I actually helped a lot. What are you doing here, Stanley?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard? Fancy that, huh?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were also helping a...
Paimon's starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here in
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You fought battle...
You better believe it. I could never...
Wow. Then I admire your...
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch it.
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Although, on further someone who can't let go of the past and gives... I wonder if such a person was forced to take their first step...
What are you talking about?
Anyway, I propose we...
Ищите Джека. Ладно, ребят, на сегодня закончим пока. Что-то я устал уже сидеть. Стрим был уже и так... ну стрим идет и так 4 часа. Так что на сегодня все. Всех с наступившим Новым годом и спасибо за просмотр. Может быть, попозже подрублюсь, либо уже завтра с утречка. Так что всем счастливо, ребят. Тебе тоже, Алин. Давай, пока-пока.